Thanks, Haley. Tonight, the little storm that couldn't become a tropical storm may not be a tropical storm for long, as we think it will turn into a hurricane by tomorrow afternoon. That's right, a hurricane. This system is becoming better organized, and computer forecast models are suggesting now that this will become a Category 1 hurricane before it makes landfall into the panhandle of Florida near the Big Bend area right now. It's still some big clusters of storms developing, but notice the motion and movement toward the northeast with some of this energy. We had our first big round earlier today, obviously dumping historic amounts of rainfall in just a short period of time, causing all sorts of flooding. Winds now up to 60 miles an hour. And what that means for us here is that we're going to see bigger wave action, too, along the west coast of Florida. So a high surf advisory is in effect. It's moving pretty quickly now. That's a good sign. North-northeast at 10. The pressure is at 998 millibars, which is falling. Here's the forecast path and track. It really hasn't changed much. It's shifted a little bit to the left or toward the west. And you can see as we move through time tomorrow, by Thursday, 8 o'clock, it should be a Category 1 hurricane with winds over 75 miles an hour, making landfall near or slightly to the right of Apalachicola, then moving right on in through possibly Tallahassee and off toward the northeast. But this is the cone of uncertainty where the center is going to be. We don't want to focus too much on that. We're not in that cone, but we're on the right side of the hurricane or tropical storm, which could be a hurricane soon. In fact, hurricane warnings are up now for parts of Florida. You can see that hurricane warning just to the southeast of Panama, all the way down to the Big Bend area of Florida, just to the west-southwest of Gainesville. Now, that's a hurricane warning. And then we have a tropical storm warning in effect surrounding that all the way through Tallahassee, and then a tropical storm watch to the east of that, which includes Jacksonville. Now, as far as the rainfall goes, this line just kind of popped up within the last hour or so, so we're still getting some pretty heavy rainfall, especially down in South Sarasota and into Charlotte counties right now. The rain into Bradenton, the rainfall rates there have been somewhat lower than they have been, but still any additional rainfall that occurs overnight will cause additional flooding problems. And that's the big thing that we're in for, is the possibility of some heavy flood. A flood watch remains in effect for Manatee and Sarasota counties until Friday, 8 o'clock. That's in effect until Friday at 8 o'clock. And then we have a high surf advisory on top of that. That's in effect through Thursday, and more than likely will be continued. Rainfall totals historic at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. The greatest rainfall ever recorded in a single day in the month of August, over 7 inches. In fact, that's at 7.5 inches right now. We'll talk more about the rainfall totals. We could see an additional 4 to 6 inches of rain throughout the day on Thursday. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?